Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to game number 2 of this best of 3. Hopefully it's a little bit more action-packed. It'll be Vici Gaming versus Alliance. Of course, I'm LD Beyond the Summit. You're watching WCA 2014. It's a big prize pool. It's about just shy of $500,000. And, well, with that said, a lot at stake in the financial department. Perhaps that's why we saw some safe play from Alliance in game 1. But Vici Gaming this time, they'll go for the Death Prophet once again, and they're on the dire side here, maybe looking for more early pressure on the Roshan. But with all that said, I'm LD, and I am joined here, of course, by Fear. Fear, you expecting something different?
Yeah, an August band, so obviously something different. But what's really interesting is Alliance picks Nature's Prophet. I thought they were going to go with the Drow Visage right off the bat, but it looks like they go for Nature's Prophet, then Visage. So they're still actually set for Rat Dota if they want to continue this playstyle throughout the tournament.
Yeah, and hey, if you get them to ban your Naga, the Bulldog Prophet is almost certainly going through.
Yeah.
I guess you could ban Naga Prophet, but that leaves a lot of other heroes in the pool. The Terrorblade you mentioned, who you said is possibly one of the heroes of the patch, at least to date, and then just whatever your opponents are comfortable with. That leaves Vici Gaming open to go for a Tiny Wisp. Maybe even at the second stage they can sneak it in and just basically have a wide open draft from there. So,
Yep.
Or sorry, Alliance, not Vici Gaming.
Yeah, Vici just goes with the standard Death Prophet pickup, which still a great hero. I don't think last game was necessarily the Death Prophet's fault or the hero being weak. In fact, it did what it could. It farmed up quickly, did well in mid lane. The problem was for Vici last game was their tri lane was just so weak. It just got ran over and the sports got really far behind and they couldn't start grouping up and taking towers with the Drow and Visage Birds.
Centaur the pick now for Vici Gaming, so they get a hero that can really, well, not by no means the best hero to punish the split push, but definitely a solid hero to do it. Good Blink Initiator, it gives them some team fight potential, and it keeps their draft flexible. They've got single target pickoff with this, they've got the ability to team fight, and the landing stage even a bit flexible. Can 1v1 against the Nature's Prophet, can go aggressive tri-lane, though that's less common, and well, now an Enchantress banned by Vici Gaming. It wasn't like the most crazy Enchantress game, but Ake did create a lot of space. He kept Vici Gaming defensive, and you know, even though he left their jungle after the early laning stage fear, it did feel like he had done enough. Like they just kind of just let the laning stage go and just angled for mid game.
Yeah, I think Enchantress did what it needed to. It completely destroyed the weak supports from Vici, and maybe Vici is a team right now that wants to play a certain core of heroes, of supports that are fairly weak in laning phase, and Enchantress is a hero that could really abuse that. But the Centaur pick is really good for a lot of reasons. One, Death Prophet Centaur is a good combination. Obviously, Death Prophet being hasted in fights with Ghost is really good if she gets caught, stuff like that. And Return kills Visage Familiars too, so you can't actually focus Centaur with Familiars, which makes it kind of annoying for the Visage player. You have to be careful on who he goes on with that.
That's a good point. What are you thinking for Alliance from here? Drow was left alone. Do you want to risk the Drow pick against the Centaur? Because I feel like Centaur is one of the best heroes to punish a Drow.
Centaur is definitely really good against Drow in some ways, but I don't know, it's really hard for me to predict like what people are going to do because this is a new patch and a lot of teams rather, are trying new things out. But it seems like Alliance is one of the fewer teams that is really prioritizing Brewmaster, and rightly so. I think that hero is still super strong. It allows you to have these, like, it worked perfectly with their last draft. Like, the Enchantress created a lot of space, and then Brewmaster also created a lot of space, not so much by using his ult, but the threat of having his ult allowing them not to push early is very strong if they want to go for a super hard carry. And do they want to go for something like Spectre or something? Is Alliance one of those teams that just picks these super hard carries now? I'm not entirely sure, but Spectre could be a good pickup for them.
Yeah, it would definitely make them very level dependent and fairly passive through the first 4 picks for the laning stage, but if they get their level 6s, then Vici Gaming are going to have a tough time picking fights. And Spectre, when this patch first dropped, I mean, granted at 6.82 it was ultra turtle Dota in terms of just the bounty swings being so impactful, but there's definitely still that option in a late game. And I have seen some of the Chinese teams ban Spectre fairly early, even I think even 1 or 2 first stage bans, mostly first stage picks or second stage bans, but for now it's out there, it's not being picked up. If they don't want to go for, like, looking at Vici so far, Clinton, we've talked a lot about Alliance and how they played game one, but well, go Bristleback. This is more of a pressure hero, not someone who really wants to sit back and just farm all game.
This is some mega Visage hate.
Those quills.
Yeah, they got Quill Spray, Return, like Visage Birds, like, and Ghosts. Like, birds are just gonna get destroyed this game. And Bristleback is actually a really good pick here as well because they have a lot of damage here where they can't. It's not really good burst damage against Bristleback, and they have a lot of summons like the Brewmaster Splits, Treants, Familiars. That Quill Spray is gonna do a lot of work here.
It also fits in another way. They can use Goo to take Roshan pretty quickly if they get the map control. So Alliance at the same time have the Familiars to scout it, the Prophet ult and the Treants to either scout it or just do some damage in the pit. But they get a tricore of tanks, generally speaking. Death Prophet a bit squishy at like the first few levels, but it doesn't really look like Alliance have the draft to punish that. And they can also farm their Ancients pretty well. It's a lineup for Vici Gaming that looks to me like they want to be more confident in their death ball. And also, like you pointed out, to kind of slow down the split push. But it's the Spectre from Alliance, so, well, no Lady Naga this time around. But if this goes late, you got a Spectre, man, and a Prophet to boot.
Yeah, I kind of figured they'd do something like that. It just seems like Alliance is, like, when you win a game like that, they're going back to that style of, 4 protect 1 with Loda that they used to love doing.
Yeah, you can't. It's what's worked for them historically. I mean, I don't know the exact stats, but I imagine if you look at average win times for teams that have done are in that top 10 to 20 teams over the past few years on average, Alliance probably has a higher average win time than normal. They won a lot of Rat Dota games, a lot of split push games, and just a lot of patient, deliberate style games. So, well, now we enter the final bands. Vici Gaming still need a secondary support here to go with the Lich. They've only got Chain Frost and Stomp as their lockdown. What do you think for Vici Gaming? What's this final support that we're looking at?
I think they want to go with dual lanes. So they're gonna pick a hero for the safe lane, most likely in dual lane, I don't know, maybe Bristol Lich off lane or Centaur Lich off lane, one of the combinations on the off lane to have strong dual lanes. So they're gonna pick something that either works well with Bristol or Centaur, depending on what they want on their safe lane. But a lot of those heroes are banned out, like Shadow Demon, Skywrath, Rubik, Finge, all those initiators are removed, and they kind of need a ranged hero to fit the bill here, because they already have a melee core. Ogre, huh? That's a fun hero.
Doesn't look like the solo mid Ogre. I mean, I guess it could.
That's definitely support. And what ranged heroes are left that they could pick that would be good here as support? So I'm not even sure without pulling up the hero list, because all the obvious ones are banned out. And my hero list isn't even loading in Dota 2, so I'm stumped.
You got alt tab, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too lazy.
Let's see.
By the time I find something, they're gonna pick it already.
There's Tuskar.
Tuskar? That's a melee hero. I mean, it could work, but you have to realize if they do these dual lanes, which I suspect they will do, they definitely want a range support to go with the Bristol or the Centaur to make the lane strong.
Disruptor? Not bad versus Spectre, I guess.
Witch Doctor's out there too.
Ancient Apparition. Yeah, they don't really have many stuns though. Oh, okay.
What?
Huh?
Are they just jungling Doom, or is this like a support Centaur? Alright, maybe they just we don't have any good laning supports. We're gonna just send one of those heroes solo bottom and just jungle the Doom and just get as much economy as we can out of the map.
Alright, well, I mean, can Alliance... Do Alliance care? And if they do care, can they do anything about it? I guess is the question.
So basically, they're gonna have Death Prophet mid, and then they're gonna have on their off lane Bristleback Lich. Centaur, in theory, is gonna solo the Nature's Prophet, and Doom just jungling. But
what if Alliance change up the lanes? It's not the strongest tri lane, but run the Spectre, Ogre, Magi, Visage, Radiant off lane. Do you see that?
I think they should definitely put the Spectre in the off lane here in this game, and just put the Nature's Prophet safe lane. I think that would be
just dodge that Centaur Prophet 1v1 basically.
Yeah, well, and to punish the jungle Doom.
For now, they're going down bottom. So.
What was really crazy when I was in China for WEC when I played pubs It's like every single Doombringer in China that I played in matchmaking, they would just like run around the map and try to find kills. It was insane. Like they would jungle, get like an early Orb of Venom, get a creep, get level 2, and just start running at lanes. I wonder if I play it that way.
That was happening a lot, like right before the patch dropped, and it was with very hit or miss results. I saw one game where Doom was level 5 at like 4 minutes, had like 3 kills, a first blood, 2 rune pickups, but I saw another game where a Doom was like level 3 at 6 minutes, had fed multiple times without being pressured in the woods, and was a complete mess. It seems like it can be very hit or miss.
Yeah, that's how they play in China. Like I played so many pubs over there, and that's every game there was a Doom, and everyone played it the same. It was insane. But I'm not sure if they're gonna do it. Right now they're just gonna devour the Christmas.
Oh, easy gold, man. Easy gold for FY.
Christmas came early for Doom.
Delicious. Well, on that note, we'll introduce our teams now. Alliance, as the scoreboard does finally rightfully reflect, are leading 1-0 in this best of 3, and Misery trying to contest for that bottom rune, but the bounty rune will go the way of Vici. And on that, yeah, we've got FY playing the Doombrainer, headed to the jungle, support Doom for him. Ice 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 on the Bristleback, headed to the offlane. Fedra will be playing your support Lich in that role, and, well, Super goes mid as the Death Prophet. FY just going to check the top rune, going for the double spawn, and he may get it too. Well, he's going to have a bit of a contest. Black on your Centaur, and on the side of Alliance, Ake the Visage, and the offlane goes Loda as the Spectre. So they are trying to dodge and also just give the Spectre a slightly easier matchup, and at least Chessie mid on the Brew, and Misery now rotating towards mid as the Ogre. And of course, Bulldog Areno on the safe lane Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, Alliance is still really smart about how they lane. They're good at predicting lanes and switching it up accordingly. Whereas Vici, with that Doom pick, they have no versatility in lanes because of that. They're kind of committed to doing what they're doing now. And Prophet doesn't mind too much, but Ice 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 should get a lot of farm out of this.
Look at Misery, man. With that 6 space armor, he's just like going to strut up on FY, start smacking him with the club, and FY, you're not trading hits with this Doom. Maybe you can eat a good creep. Yeah, this would not be a bad one to eat. He could get that HP regen aura, but it seems he says, screw this. He's always giving the wraparound to the creep camp. He's trying to sneak in to his own jungle.
Yeah, he should just eat that creep.
Yeah, he's going to eat it now, but they're diving.
Like they can't do anything.
They're going to... yeah, that's it. Just a stun. And well, Loda, way behind enemy lines here. He's already used his dagger, which is very expensive, even at level 1. And that will leave him out of mana to really do much from here. And they're going to rotate in. He's tanked the creep. Oh, they were thinking about it. They were close to being able to get that one. With a shockwave, a stomp, might have been enough, but Loda will back off.
Misery's just all up in the Centaur's face when he's farming under tower there too. But I think this is the best thing Alliance could have done as far as laning phase goes. If they would have just had a static laning phase, Vici Gaming planned their whole lineup for Alliance to lane a certain way. And Alliance adapts and kind of throws them off a little bit here.
Yeah, the Doombrainer, despite the early pressure, he's eaten the one big creep, and now he's gotten his level 2. Black is still doing... I mean, not great in this top lane by any means, but at least getting some levels. Mid lane is going well for both heroes. Super on the Death Prophet, Chessie on the Brew, getting the farm. And the safe lane, Bulldog could be under pressure soon. See Fenrir just kind of lurking in the woods, perhaps waiting for level 3. I think he was just using the courier. Well, I'm not sure, actually. But now he rotates in. He's only got the level 1 Frostblast. He could really use one more creep. He's just going to go. They'll dive this one. Bulldog has TP, though, but they'll force it out early. And he can buy a TP scroll. We'll delay his boots just a little bit if he goes for it.
Yeah, I wonder what his plan is. He might just go jungle.
You want top lane. Wrap around through the trees. Misery. Does he really? No, nothing. Both teams are posturing for those dives, but no one really wants to commit yet.
The problem is with Alliance, like... Oh, they're actually getting low to low there, but they can't really kill him because what's the... Fire Blast is really weak level 1 ability. Spectral Dagger is also very weak at level 1. So they don't have the damage to kill a really tanky hero like Centaur right now.
Yeah, and they also have to worry about FY rotating, especially with the shockwave picked up from a creep. He can do a lot of early burst damage.
And we've got a complete rematch in middle lane, and it looks like Chessie's doing a lot better this time around. He was doing well last time, but he's really dominating right now in the mid lane.
Top lane, do we finally see that dive dagger on the black? They're committing for this one, but the rotation comes in. Yeah, this is from Bulldog. Looking to support as they focus on black. Bristleback teleports in. Compared to last game, it's already more action in 4 minutes than what we saw in 25 to 30. They'll get the first blood. Black barely surviving through that with the double edge. Jukes through the trees. Fenrir is there, and Loda may end up going down. Dagger finally off cooldown. He throws it out wildly, but Black waits. He's got a double edge. Maybe he just comes back in. He might actually get this kill. Oh no, don't feed him the secondary kill to the way of Vici Gaming. He tangos through the trees. He's going to continue wasting his tangos and ends up dying anyway. Oh, Loda. That is not a good use of your remaining regen. And off to a great start on Vici.
He's gonna go bottom now directly after, and every hero on bottom lane found their way to top lane for some reason. So bottom was just completely empty, and now they're just gonna have a lane swap. And that was really good for Vici. Like, Loda dying there is pretty huge, because all that CS he did get on top lane, he has no items to show for it.
And they're diving Bulldog. Oh, no, maybe not. Well, FI wants to. He's just manning up on him. Fenrir is going to rotate it as well, but yeah, Bulldog will be okay. So they have to abandon the aggressive tri lane, and to be honest, like, you look at the results now, aside from the kills, FY has farmed the jungle just fine. They didn't really pressure him that much. They didn't threaten super. In terms of farm, he's slightly down on the brew, and you did say you think Death Prophet has a bit of an edge here, but not overwhelming, and well, I suppose that's a slight victory, but considering that they have some roaming potential and they didn't really threaten him, I'd say good for Vici there as well. So across the board, things are looking up, and when you're running a 4-position Doom and your early laning stage is looking up, you gotta worry if you're on the other side.
Yeah, early game's going really well for Vici Gaming after, at first, lane.
Jesse gets potentially caught up mid here. Fenrir, where's that Frost Blast? Yeah, there you go. Easy kill.
And that is big. This Lich is on a killing spree now. He has every single kill on the Vici Gaming line. Probably not who they want to have the kills, but plenty of awards for everyone now, I guess.
My laptop was talking to itself, so I had to go run and shut it off. Sorry, I did miss what you're saying, but yeah, it's stopped now.
Lagging?
Am I lagging? I can hear you fine, but yeah, let me try recalling you real quick. Sorry, everybody. We'll try and get Clinton back ASAP. Just want to make sure I don't miss any kills. All right, everything looks good. Meanwhile, mid lane Misery's wrapping around. He's got a smoke. And he's looking for super. The Fire Blast is ready. He's gone for the level 2 ignite, and yeah, and they'll go. Chessie here's with the clap. He's also got his ultimate. Is he going to have to use it? I think he's looking for a couple more auto attacks, then he'll pop the split. Super juking, but he's going to head straight up north, and that will set up the boulder toss. Stampede was used, and that allows him to disengage now. Cycloning the Doom in the air. They're just going to TP Misery out. Oh man, they just abandoned that dive really quickly. FY drops back down to earth, and he starts to chase out this Brewmaster while in the top lane, Black finds a bit of an opening, and they simultaneously are looking for Loda. Ice, ice, ice. Oh, he may go back in now. Yeah, the dagger's rolling off. There's no path to retreat through. As the Goose stacks up, the auto attacks come in. Bulldog's forced to join the fray here. Back to the bottom lane, but for the opposite reason. Ice, ice, ice. Straight Quelling Blade out of that Sprout. He gets blocked up by Ake, but he may just try to fight his way through him. Another Frost Blast. This roaming, auto-attacking Lich. Oh, he's not quite able to get the kill, but cracks level 5 on the back of that, and is really having his way so far with the entirety of Alliance. And this is giving a lot of space to Black now. Not only hit level 6, but is now looking for that Blink Dagger. Has the Triangle Boots up, can look towards his level 16 and level 16. His Blink Dagger. I'm trying to get Clinton back on the line, so apologies for my rambling. But yeah, Misery will try and leech what experience he can in the top lane. And a bit of D-warding Frock in the meantime. Oh no, Chessie, this is not where you want to be. 8-minute root about to spawn, but FY there to greet him with a stomp. Catches out one, and Superman up going down, but still Spectre coming in to try and secure the kill. FY taking that big Desolate damage will end up potentially dropping for this. Loda chasing him towards the creeps will get the kill. It's a level 3 Desolate. So he makes it in the end a 2 for 2, and they kill off what was quickly becoming a core Doom with the Midas Rush. Level 6 already, and Death Prophet going down as well. Alright, let's try this again.
Yo.
Hello.
Hey.
You back?
I mean, I was never gone.
I was gone. I'm back.
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
So yeah, they kind of came back there a bit in that last fight. Got the 2 kills going the way of Alliance. 2 for 2. After the way this game started is, I mean, it's not too shabby. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think 6 kills now. I don't even know what was going on. I was checking my Skype. 6 kills on the board for VG Gaming somehow. But looks like the game's still going well for VG.
Yeah, and I'm still looking at Loda as a Spectre who's got 30 CS, which is not bad, but 2 deaths in 9 minutes. Alright, so someone's getting a little mouthy. As FY has he's got Doom ready to go. He's smoked up, but actually gets revealed, and we'll end up backing off. Keep your players under control, please.
I mean,
Control your players.
that's Charlie. He's not my player. I'm not managing him.
I don't. Does he actually manage anymore, or does he just tweet?
Who, Charlie?
Yeah. He's all about that. He's all about that public image now, you know.
Yeah, he sold out.
Oh, he sure did. FY, he's got 1 tango. He's reserved this for the Prophet. He'll eat the tree just to show that he could have got out of the Sprout if it connected. Almost taunting Bulldog as Super now comes in with the Doom onto Aki. They're going to chase this one. Chessie is rappier on the backside, and it's a Stampede. They'll commit onto the Aki kill. FY, man, you really could use that tango now. Too bad you blew it earlier, and I'll pay with the death. I don't know if it would have really mattered, but it certainly is funny to think that it would have. And Ice 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 might go down as well. So in the end, a 2 for 1. And a Doom expended. They might even get itself a next Cyclone. Oh, they do. Death Prophet, still level 8. Doesn't have the ultimate skill up just yet. And Loda will join this engagement. Frost Armor used on Super. And, well, they're going to follow this up with a Fire Blast. And Loda will end up going down. Just gets chunked by Super and Fenrir. There's a Chain Frost. They got to be careful about this. They're close together. Oh, the bounces are fairly fortunate. A buyback from the Spectre. Chasing for Fenrir, but he's slow as hell. He's going to back off. It's a buyback for nothing.
And he used his ult for that too. So essentially, like 2 minutes ago, he has the same farm as he does now, after all of that. So Spectre's farm has not moved in a very long time now. But overall, that fight wasn't so bad for Alliance, except for, you know, the whole Spectre buying back thing and not getting anything out of it.
They do get their Brew Blake here. The Visage gets close to level 6. Actually, the Misery's Ogre Magi is already level 7, so he's had a great time. Yeah. And I believe he did get a multicast in that fight, so I mean, not the max Fire Blast yet, but
it's more often. You get more Fire Blast now this patch, or more procs, but I think you get less multiplier, something like that.
Yeah, the multicast chance was up from 25 to 40 at level 1. Oh, we're gonna have a smoke here from Alliance, and the spread interval was increased from 0.3 to 0.4. I'm actually not entirely. That means it spreads out how quickly they come out, basically.
Okay. Oh, so that's for Ignite or
for multicast. So it's Ignite and Fire Blast.
Oh, alright, whatever.
It doesn't really sound like a big change. I actually haven't gotten to play Ogre in the new patch yet, so.
Well, it went to 40 to it went from 25% to like 40%, so.
And the damage is a bit lower though at all levels. Yeah. It looks like.
Yeah, the damage was nerfed too. So just multicaster on top. Anyways, Doom is getting initiated on.
That RNG, man, seems to be making a difference so far. That's 2 multicasts that I've seen already.
So it's more likely than not it multicast, it seems. Whenever I play against Ogre, it's like I just expect the multicast to happen. If it doesn't, then I'm happy.
It's definitely more effective DPS, even with a slight damage nerf to the single Fire Blast, when you're getting that many more.
Black is getting initiated on. Oh, and
holy crap, he just melted. That reduced magic resistance on Visage really just punishing him at this stage of the game. But Chessie will take a tower top lane, so it's not all bad here for Alliance. Still, I just look at a Spectre who's just got nowhere to farm. He's going to try and haunt and fight bottom lane as Ice Ice Ice. Well, he's in deep. And he'll just go down. Not much he can do, but it's a game of space creation, as this now buys an opening for VG Gaming to take the tower mid lane. So a bit of a
this game's real exciting. Unlike last game, a lot of stuff's happening. Oh, and Brewmaster?
Now jumping out of Chessie. No split available with that silence. Good timing from Super, and now pursues Admiral Bulldog. Courier with a Midas coming out for the Bulldog. So it's something that he shied away from a bit, 6.81, but The Bulldog Prophet Midas makes its return here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't seen him go Midas in a while, actually. He was on that Maelstrom for a while, then I think he was doing the Blade Mail thing. I don't know, Prophet builds just seem to change by the month.
I guess it's one of the few heroes that you can get away with a lot of builds.
Yeah.
Okay, once in a while we see the Dagon Rush, though that's pretty uncommon in professional play, but definitely your Necrobook build's been popular. The Midas into any build is popular, and yeah, your Blink Dagger Maelstrom, it's a hero that could do pretty much any build required.
Pycat for the longest time was rocking the old school Midas Shadowblade.
Are you a believer
really
in the Shadowblade nowadays?
Yeah, it depends on the hero. On Prophet, I think it's okay. It's outdated and people know how to deal with it more, but that's the way it goes. Like, these fads and item builds, like, they'll always come back.
Yeah, youngins these days.
Eventually. Yep. I wonder what his build is going to be, though. I don't want to see him, like... I see a lot of players go for, like, the Midas Maelstrom build on Prophet. I do not like that at all. It's just, like, a lot of farming items and a lot of do-nothing items.
Bulldog definitely is trying to do something this game. They're one win away from moving on into the next round here and knocking Vici Gaming out, so... Black for the time being with the Blink Dagger up is chilling in his woods. Your mech now picked up on Ice Ice Ice, and Alliance get a bit aggressive. They move into this dire jungle. Chessie, he's got a split ready to go. It's still level 1 split. Misery here at the Familiars. Ake joining him, and both teams occupying the enemy jungle, but they're getting close to being able to jump super mid, and it's almost like he knows it. Maybe not. He walks down, but he's still kind of hugging the southern end of this river, and now the trap might be sprung. They're going to walk right in, and yeah, he's caught. There's a stun, there's a dead super. Does he buy back? The mechanism was used, but it just doesn't matter. Goes down anyway.
Yeah, they just have way too much burst damage.
They're gonna try and turn this.
Ice
Ice dropping pretty low. No mech to keep himself alive. And although they have a Doom and a Chain Frost, they're fighting against a Brewmaster split, a very angry Spectre, and the Doom will come out, but Loda happily will tank this one. He can retreat and kind of kite around. And they'll end up getting 2 more kills. Vici Gaming on the back foot. Doom expended, Stampede down, and the push will come. Tier 1 mid gonna fall. Spectre Prophet, not only getting kills, getting towers with a Midas to boot on the Prophet, and now a medallion picked up for Ake. This is excessive casualties that Vici Gaming are hemorrhaging.
Yeah, that was huge. They ended up losing 3 heroes there and a tower against a Prophet Spectre lineup. That's something you don't want to do. The later this game goes, and if Loda is able to get up his Radiance, the Prophet ult plus Haunt, it's gonna kill like Lich and DP pretty easily, or a big chunk of their HP. But luckily they do have a lot of tanky heroes so that it won't just one-shot most of their team, but it's still a big chunk of damage, so they have to be careful.
Well, they certainly do know that Haunt's down. Nature's Prophet ult, not Death Prophet. Nature's Prophet ult will be cooling down soon, but with no burst split and with no Haunt, Vici Gaming at least look for some sort of compensation for their losses. They'll go for the rush, and they should be able to claim it. Well, in the meantime, Alliance try to push out the top lane. It's probably going the way of Super, who is sitting on a shared Tango just to deal with that Nature's Prophet Sprout. Yeah, let's see who picks it up here. It should be Super. Oh, it might be Black. No, he's thinking about it. Now Ice will take it. Okay. Well, at least someone's got the Aegis.
Yeah, a lot of DPs don't like to pick up the Aegis because, you know, it's the same thing as Dragon Knight. If you die with your ult on, your hero's not very good regardless, so it's better to have a hero that can respawn and reuse this cycle of spells instead of have one with a huge cooldown. If he dies with it up, him coming back to life isn't a huge impactful thing.
Black will be spotted out by a Radiant Ward here. And that is one thing that Alliance got, was when they moved into the enemy jungle, they dropped a ward. And they're running, as mentioned, the Prophet Spectre. And one of the benefits of this duo is, obviously, you get vision on a squishy support, you can just pop the ults and easily get a kill. And, well, they're looking for bigger objectives right now. The Centaur currently farming top lane, but Black will kind of sense the gank and retreat out. It seems nobody's going to get caught for now.
Yeah, they need to make sure this Death Prophet does not get initiated on. They have 3 really tanky cores that they can use to get in the front lines. And it cannot be the Death Prophet in there first, because if she gets bursted down without getting Exorcism off, you see how the fights go. So she needs to make sure she's positioned in the back and let the others get in front and absorb most of that damage.
Man, Vici Gaming are really searching for this gank, but just look at the vision Alliance have. Not just the wards, but also the treants. They're everywhere. So you toggle to their Fog of War Fear, and it's like, it's a pretty difficult gank to execute. They'll start it with a Goo on a Brewmaster, but he just promptly blinks away, and now they're going to Ake instead. He also Grave Chills and retreats out, and now they're going to cut the wave top lane. I feel like Alliance just said, like, let's go back to Alliance Dota, because it's not even the draft so much, just like these little maneuvers where they're constantly focused on cutting waves, slowing down the pace of the game, and playing split push Dota while they try to take it late. It does seem like they've kind of adjusted and just honed their game a bit in terms of what they're focusing on.
Yeah, and Vici seems pretty desperate to get that tier 1, and they're just grouping up. And look at Misery. He's just behind enemy lines right now. He got a ward down there too, and they might try flanking him from behind.
And if you want to rat, it certainly helps to have that extra bit of vision. And he's going to retreat out while the Familiars come in, heading towards FY and Super in the mid lane. They've got this Aegis, but what do they actually do with it? For now, it's Ice 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 with Frost Armor up, trying to push the tier 1 top lane, but they're going to haunt straight on him. Tower will go the way of the Bristleback. Now the rotation in from the Spectre. But Stampede used to retreat. While meanwhile, in the real fight, I suppose, Fenrir catches out, gets caught out, but he just dropped the Trade Frost. Now the mech comes in, and that might be enough to turn this one. Lotus dove deep into the fight. He's trying to rush a Relic, and so he's only got a tiny chunk of HP. Daggering in further. He doesn't have a teleport scroll. He's got to get out of the trees. He can't get stuck here. The Doom, Bulldog, he'll try to run as well. And Ice 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 continues to juke and jive. They gotta cancel some TPs. Bulldog can't TP out. Lotus trapped in the trees. They're probably losing more. Misery still rotating through. The stagger will cool down. At least it looks like Loda will end up escaping. They lose their Ogre. They lose the Nature's Prophet. But they do preserve a very early Relic rush from Loda, who is now 400 gold short. And it did cost them an Aegis to take that.
Yeah, that was definitely a win for Alliance there. Like, any time they can take a fight and have Loda survive and get closer to this Radiance is going to be huge. Because once he gets this Radiance up and plus one more item, it's going to be very hard for Vici Gaming to deal with that. Because they don't have too much farm on their heroes, to be honest with you. Like, Bristol's just building support items. Centaur is also building support items. And I guess FY is the only one starting to build like more of core items. And even though he is the 4, he's going for the Shiva's Guard. But yeah, I mean, that Radiance is going to do a lot of work here, I think, once he gets that up, and he's not too far off.
They're so used to teams letting them pick fights. Like, that was Vici Gaming in a nutshell for the past 3-4 weeks, maybe a month and a half, and, whether it was Tiny Wisp, Drow Visage, like, even if they ran lineups that could go late, they were very aggressive, and, ever since the WEC tournament, but it doesn't seem like Alliance is letting them play their game plan. They banned out one part of the Drow Visage combo in the previous game. This time around, they will ban out the Wisp, and Vici Gaming feels surprisingly lost in these games. Not to say they're behind, but I'm just used to this team taking over the game and you kind of grabbing it by the throat, and they're just kind of letting Alliance play their style of Dota.
Yeah, Alliance is doing a good job of taking the fights they want to take. In Vici, they want to fight all the time, and they're making it super obvious they want to fight, like going 5-man missing for smoke ganks, and Alliance is like, alright, we don't want to have anything to do with that, and they back off at the right time every time.
Yeah.
And then once they do go back to the other lanes, you saw there, Misery is hiding in the trees, and then takes the fight as soon as they port back to the other lanes, and they can win the fight that way.
Super is going to retreat out now. He's pushed to the middle lane just to the river, but that's as far as he'll go. And Alliance will start farming the Ancient Wall. Loda just going Bracer Phase Boots into Relic has yet to be punished. I mean, we've generally seen at least a completed Drums, oftentimes the Vanguard as of late, sometimes a Blade Mail, but the Spectre just has not been forced to fight. He's been allowed to farm, to focus on his economy, and Vici Gaming are getting some trades. To be fair, they've got 4 cores that are in the top 5. But that said, it's not a massive lead overall. They're 4,000 gold up with a Doom, with Max Devour, with the Midas to cancel out the Prophet Midas. And I am wondering just what the timing windows are for the teams now. Smoke gank on the mid lane, but look for Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah, and Ice 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 is going for that BKB, or I believe it's a BK. It could be Halberd, but he's not an easy kill. Oh, revealed the smoke.
And they'll
Looks like
jump
they're
in.
going.
Ice 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 has the mech up. Does he get to pop it here? He's stunned out by the familiars. Can't get it off. Now the Bruise Split working on the Doom. Who's cycling up in the air. Drop back down. Exorcism to try and turn this, but FY just melts. Ding, ding, ding. There's your multicast. Well played, but the turn from Black will get the stomp off, shattering the Visage and chasing on the Misery of the Shade Frost. Super should get this kill as well. Your Ogre Manager will drop, and now the headlong retreat is on. But once again, Spectre lives, gets a 24-minute Radiance, which, considering he's got 3 deaths to his name, and not the most CS, 4.5 to 5 a minute is still a pretty damn good timing. Davichi get more off of this, though. They're going to push in mid.
Yeah, DP ult is down there, and they forced the buyback out of Ice Ice Ice. They keep hitting the jump there. Like, Ice 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 was beautifully chained stun, so he didn't get his mech off. So that was a good initiation there. I thought they might have some problems bringing him down there, because he's fairly tanky with the mech and the ice armor, but they were able to burst him, get him stunned, and nuke him from the front.
And they're not going to fight with Haunt down. They'll try and push the... and with the Bruce Split as well. They'll push the bottom lane. They go for the trade alliance, trying to avoid these head-on confrontations.
One for the deny.
And not going to happen. Goes the way of the Bristleback. Some more... or sorry, the Death Prophet. Some more gold into Vici Gaming's pockets, and it'll be a BKB now worked on by Ice Ice Ice. FY has a... he's got a completed Chivas guard. Not too shabby for a support Doom who's quickly transitioned to... at some point, he's going to be the 1 position if this game goes on long enough. Eventually, he'll outpace even the Death Prophet.
Like, all the other cores are building support items, like the mech and 4 staff on the Centaur, and FY just goes for the straight Shiva's guard, which is a pretty big item here, gotta say. That way, they were lacking a lot of lockdown. It's basically only Centaur. Now they'll have that Ice Blast there to slow them down for the DP ult to do work, Bristleback to do the sprays. I really want to see Vici Gaming fight together without one hero getting picked off first, but Alliance is doing a beautiful job of spreading the map, and as soon as one hero's off by himself, they pick him off. And they're just doing a really good job of taking the fights they want to take. And bottom lane, Super, again, looks like he could be into trouble.
Has a BKB, he can just BKB TP out, and there's no answer for this. They don't have the DPS to bring him down. It does force out a charge, but it's also a pretty big rotation from Alliance to go for that kill.
They're just going for the tower anyway, it looks like.
No, there is Exorcism, there is Doom, Chain Frost cooling down at 15. I think even without the BKB, they could fight this Clinton.
Yeah, they definitely can. Like, the BKB's not even... I don't think it's... Not sure why he went at this game, to be honest with you. Maybe he didn't want to get cycloned or something, but... Seems like he could have went for a heart or something, just tanked up just as easily.
Yeah, they're not going to actually push in. They're content just to draw Vici Gaming back a bit, relieve a little pressure while Black gets aggressive on the other side of the map, moving through the Radiant jungle, and... they have some nice wards down now. They've managed to drop a ward near the top hill, one in towards the mid pole, and let's see. Do they find an opening from here?
I think the name of the game for Alliance is they don't want to be pressured into forcing to do anything. Like, the last 2 games, like, they have the better carries. Like, they picked the Naga 1 game, one of the ultimate 6-slot heroes late game, and now they have the Spectre, which is a very similar type of hero. Like, you can just sit back and farm for as long as you want with these heroes, and you'll feel secure.
And Loda is starting to catch up. I mean, he's almost caught up to the Doom, at least for now. In fact, just outpacing FY. Though, a death or 2 more, and that could quickly change. But yeah, still, it's the Nature's Prophet and the Prophets. The Nature's and the Death Prophet leading the way in terms of farm. They're just going to go for split push Alliance. Well, it's kind of classic Alliance. While Vici Gaming, more group up. We'll go for the bottom tier 2 tower. This should fall. No glyph ready. Alliance will let it go, and Vici Gaming are going to try to draw TPs back. But not sure how quickly Alliance will react to this one. 5 heroes
they might go.
up.
They got level 16 on Super.
Yeah, Exorcism popped, and onto the high ground they go. Bulldog TP's in. Almost close enough for them to try and make a jump on him. While the BKB comes up from Ice Ice Ice, Bruce Split to zone this one off, and they jump on a Bulldog. Well, I say they. It's really just Ice 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 with Super sitting back while FY cycling up. He's trying to do it by himself. Now the Haunt, and they go on to Ice 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 very aggressively here. Has the mech mana, just got it from a teammate. Now they turn. The Familiar slowing this one down. Exorcism, pretty much out. They didn't really get much accomplished for that push. But do they go further? Multicast left, right, and center. All the stuns. I'll slow them down a bit. Blink, clap as well, and Fenrir, he's got to drop the Trade Frost. He's in trouble. It'll bounce. Chessie gets 4-stepped away, but then it bounces instead between Misery and Ake. They lose the Brew to start. It could be Bulldog to follow as your Spectre joins the fight. Jumping onto FY. He's isolated the Sprout. Loda looking for another kill. He's not going to be the one who gets it, but it still goes the way of Lions. 3 heroes end up falling. It was a Chain Frost expended, a Death Prophet ult, a Doom as well, and, well, they end up failing to crack the high grounds.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be okay for Vici, because, of course, they got to tower to, like, less than half HP, which isn't so bad, but they also baited out every single ultimate from Alliance there. Like, the Haunt was used, the Brewmaster Split was used, those are the most notable ones. And if they would have backed out after that, I think that would have been okay, but Alliance re-engages at the end there and gets 3 kills basically after all ults are used. It's kind of funny how, like, they pop all their big ultimates and nothing happens, and as soon as they go down, everything dies. But that's ended up how it turned out. And Alliance, it seems like Loda's going for that hard. Once he gets that hard, it's going to be very hard for Vici to fight, I think.
Yeah, the one big item we do see for Vici Gaming now is the pipe. And that's coming very... it's just big... Or, sorry, not coming very soon. It's just been complete on black. It was coming soon before the last fight. And with this, you can negate a lot of the Radiance damage, obviously. The Brewmaster Clap and Prophet Ult can be somewhat dealt with. But if they can't do much with this pipe, then... You haven't really itemized your Death Prophet to go particularly late. Obviously, she still can, but you're dealing with a Spectre who's going to chew apart your backline supports. FY, after that really good comeback after the first 5-10 minutes, is slowed down in terms of his farm, and like you said, it's Spectre Prophet. It's just... It's an old truism of Dota. You just don't want to go late against this.
Yeah, and Brewmaster and Visage are getting really close to Aghanims. Once they complete those, team fights are going to be a lot harder for Vici. I think those are bigger items than anything that Vici can possibly get next.
Not to mention Bulldog is activating Rat Mode. He's been slowly working towards it, but now he ramps up with the Blink Dagger Mjolnir complete and the BKB coming. Once he gets the BKB, there are still ways to cancel that, but you'd really rather not be blowing a Doom or a Chain Frost on this Prophet if you can avoid it in the fights, and it'll allow him to split push more aggressively, if nothing else.
Yep, and well, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do with that BKB. I guess he can fight.
They want to jump mid lane. Exorcism was already used earlier on. Super unable to do much now. He'll just auto attack with a BKB. Hey, maybe it's enough as Ice charges in. The split comes out from the Brew when he was very close to going down, and now a Doom. It's on to Ake, but it's not the best hero to Doom. FY, he's really far back, but he's got support in tow. Black's coming in with the 4-staff Blink Dagger Stomp double-edge combo. All 4 used and to great success. They'll cyclone up the Doom, continue the retreat out. Loda, already having used the Haunt, is just split pushing top lane, and after a fairly chaotic fight, it's a 1-for-1, but with an Aegis going down for Vici Gaming. Do they push it now? There's no Haunt. There's no Prophet Ultimate for 20 seconds. Glyph is online. Buyback status for the Radiant. Spectre and Prophet both have it. And, well, Vici Gaming say, this is a good time for us. We've got our pipe. They don't have Haunt or Split. Let's do it, baby. They'll look for at least the tier 3 mid. Not sure if they're going to go for a full 8 of Rax, but Familiars trying to slow down Black. The double stomp comes through. Clap from Chessie. Purely just stalling time as Loda will charge in. Doesn't have the heart online yet. He may just be forced to buy back, but he's dropping everyone low at dispersion damage. It's an intentional death as he charges in, buys back, 3 fall, looking for more, and, well, the last 2 will barely make it out. Super back to the well, and Fenrir surviving for now.
Yeah, that was a really good strategy, rather than put the Mjolnir on the Spectre and just have him charge in. I don't think that buyback was necessary, but he is back now, and maybe they're going to try pushing with this.
And there's your heart, but, well, it's actually for the Death Prophet, not for the Spectre. Despite the buyback, Loda... Well,
he's really close.
He's got a Yasha, actually. He didn't go for heart.
Yeah, you're right. That's very strange. Well, what does the Manta give him here in this particular game?
Super... Oh, they bait on Exorcism! He does use the Yules the other direction, but doesn't go on Chessie. Chessie actually doesn't have split mana right now, although he's very close to it. But they bait on an Exorcism for very little, and Bulldog's ratting during this time. So yeah, what does the Manta give them this game? I guess it's a lot of damage more than anything, but there's no silences to remove, aside from Death Prophet. I guess that's okay. What do you think?
it only helps like Lich with the Chain Frost too. Bristol kills it fairly easily. I don't know. I think going for the heart would have been a better call here because like if you put the Mjolnir on a hard Spectre and he just gets there in the fight, like I don't think they can deal with that.
He
I mean,
went.
he can farm a little faster this way with the Yasha, I guess, but that's about it. Maybe he just wants to farm faster and go for the just get all the items.
Well, he certainly got Bulldog, who's already getting all the items.
Yeah.
This 6-1 and 14 on the Nature's Prophet. It's obviously an amazing performance already. With 22 kills on the board, he's been involved in 20, and it's not been like one fight where it's like, oh my god, this Prof is winning the game. Just every fight, consistent damage, and most importantly, just not dying very often. So this will give Loda the time, and maybe that's where the Yasha pays off. If they're just not forced to fight anytime soon.
Yeah, if they don't have to fight for a while, Yasha's a better choice. But if I think with the heart they could just force the fights with that Mjolnir. You saw how much damage it did like that last fight when he bought back. He just got in there. But they have to be a little careful if they lose a team fight now, or if Loaded does get picked off. He has no buyback for 3.5 minutes.
Top lane, maybe making it go on Ice Ice Ice. Yeah, Bulldog's gonna be here. And he jumps in, but, well, popping the Mjolnir on himself. Ice 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 just BKBs, and he goes to work. The 2 heroes stomp from FY, then the Doom onto Misery. But they bring in the Spectre. Ice 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 forced to try to TP and retreat out. He will succeed. Misery still doomed. FY trying to run and won't Mendo make his way out. The forward haunt onto Fenrir. Loda looking for additional kills as this fight goes on. That Prophet will buyback for Bulldog, securing the next kill. Now looking for the biggest one of all. The Death Prophet going down. It's 3 heroes falling for Vici Gaming. It does cost them a profit buyback, but this is a very rich profit. And if they can't take an objective, Bulldog will make up for that gold and then some over the next minute or two.
These fights are so... I don't want to say sloppy, but they're a little awkward.
He's going to mid, man. Look at the Nature's Prophet! The damage! Oh, man. Almost killing him. Oh, he's going to go in for it. He blinks into a stomp. He still gets the kill. Loda the one to get the last hit. And now, BKB for Bulldog. You don't want to die back in this situation. He is a very farm Nature's Prophet, but not enough damage from there to actually secure a kill.
The DP ult was on like 5-second cooldown before they took that initiation, and Super just ended up running in there and dying while his ult was coming off cooldown because he felt obligated to fight that. I don't know what's even going on with Vici right now.
Yeah,
Seems like they're falling apart though.
Yeah, we get a partial fight recap, but, well, they're going to look to jump in on Chessie perhaps. No Doom to do it though. I guess just try to zone Alliance out in the end. Bulldog slowed down a bit in his farm progression, to be fair, but this buys time for Loda, who, having picked up the Yasha, may be going back for the heart. 3,200 gold up. No buyback for 2 minutes, but yeah, it's gonna...
Yeah.
It feels like it might be 2 minutes before the next fight anyway, so maybe it just saves for buyback.
I think all of Vici has slowed down in their item progression as well. Like Doom, he's only added, like a Blink Dagger to his inventory since that Shivas that he had a long time ago. Ice 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 has been sitting on that BKB forever. Pipe has been around for a while. Heart was newly completed, but I think it's fine that Bulldog stopped farming just a little bit. He's gonna give most of the farm to Loda now. Like he has everything he needs. Maybe he wants to grab a Hex next, or go full damage and go for a Daedalus. Who knows? I guess he can do whatever he wants with that setup of item builds. But Loda's gonna take most of the farm on the map now. He needs the items.
There's a smoke bottom lane from Vici Gaming. Were they spotted? They were very close to being out of range. I was toggling Fog of War, but Misery is not moving, so maybe didn't see this one coming.
He has the gem too. He's dead.
Yeah, Shivas will clip him, and the Doom's there as well, so with the level death damage chunking out nearly half his health, they'll collect a gem, they'll get finally just a clean kill on the board. In a game that feels like Alliance has largely been the ones on top in terms of those clean kills. Net worth still going the way of the Radiant after that earlier big team fight victory for them. Experience pretty significantly in their favor, but it's still an important kill. We've seen Alliance with aggressive wards all game. I guess the good news for them is they still have familiars and Trance to give them vision, even if they get dewarded.
Yeah, it was a big kill. Like anytime you kill someone and get a gem, it's a lot of gold going back your way. And not only is like the gold they lost, the 900 there, it's you can use that gold for yourself. And they're, like you said, they're going to clear a lot of the vision off the map now. And that was the first smoke ink I've seen Vici do, like those 4 or 5 smokes that Alliance actually fell for.
Yeah, they're out of smokes, aside from the one on Fenrir for 9 minutes, so They got to make this count. And it is up in 15 seconds. Roshan potentially coming back in the next 30 seconds. Could be closer to 3 minutes, depending on the respawn timer. How are you feeling about Vici right now, Fear? I mean, you said earlier that you think the line setup just goes later and would be more comfortable there. They seem to be on their tempo. What should Vici be doing? How desperate do they feel? And if they do feel desperate, what do they do from here?
I think what they're doing right now is okay. I think they might be going for like a tri-core of hearts. I'm not sure what Ice wants to build, but if they get like 3 hearts though, that'd be pretty good actually, because they'll be really hard to take down, and they can take the burst damage from Spectre pretty. Yeah, I think they can pretty much nullify a lot of the damage he does, and maybe be.
Oh, Loda. This is a long way to die for a Lich. He's probably going to get the kill. Chain Frost can be used. Oh, Fenrir, he gets it off. Loda explodes. He'll buy back instantly. Haunt back into the fight, but he's haunting into mass BKBs. Not sure how much damage he'll do through this. Oh, he gets onto super. He's isolated. Dove in too deep. Had nobody there to remove that extra Desolate damage, nor to just help him, and turned into quickly a 5v1. So they have no Exorcism now, and perhaps this is the buyback that just lets them break the base. How do you fight this? There's a buyback on Death Prop, but what does it matter without Exorcism? Well, they'll try and kill off everyone else. Admiral Bulldog, force staffing out, trying to retreat, but Black melting. The pipes here, it's not really enough. They'll buy back on that Death Prophet. And if they could kill Loda in exchange for his buyback, maybe it's worth it, but Chessie will go down. They'll lose the Brewmaster as well, and the Spectre once again, not the cleanest fight, but at least not dying a second time, will retreat out.
Yeah, that was really big. If Spectre would have died twice there, that would have sucked a lot. But the Bristol, I think, is one of those heroes. Like, he's had those items for a while, but I think Bristol's one of the heroes, once you get that 3rd item up, he can start becoming really useful, because he gets a lot of right-click damage. I'm not sure what he's going for, but he's got 5k now. I think going for Heart is probably the option. Or Assault Kuros or something like that. Something tanky would be really good, but it looks like Super's going Assault Kuros, so most likely it's going to be a Heart on Bristol. If they get the, as I was saying before, if they get the Hearts up on like Centaur, Bristol, they already have one on DP, they might be able to withstand like the damage from the Haunt plus the Nature's Prophet ult, and then be able to fight. I think they might have a chance if they can wait that out.
Fenrir. Bulldog wanted to go at him so badly top lane. The Familiars were ready for a backstab. One will actually almost feed to a tower, but
They're doing Roche while their base getting pushed?
That's okay, they've got Frost Armor. I guess that's enough. They took a lot of damage for that, though. And they're not done yet. Bulldog with the high ground sprout? Too late to deny that Aegis, and just gonna blink out. But the thought was there.
That was a really cocky play. Going for the deny on the high ground, huh?
Man, when's the last time he's got to have a Nature's Prophet game like this, you know? It feels like it's been a while since not only does he get to play the hero, but he gets to go for a greedier rat-style build and gets to the late game with by far the most net worth, so Bulldog's feeling it, man. I mean, he's in the zone, and he's not afraid to play cocky.
Really well.
8-2 and 18. He's been involved in 26 kills out of 29. Yeah, sure, with Prophet ult, you're likely to be involved in more than average, but to die only 2 times and play this aggressive and lead in terms of last hits, well, that's just Bulldog Dota at its finest.
Yeah, I think for the most part, like when you look at this assist, it's a little skewed because pretty much every fight, or the only fights they take, are when Prophet and Spectre hit their R button, so they're pretty much bound to be in every single assist. But yeah, other than that, they did go for the hearts on Ice. He has an Aegis too, so this Bristol back that was like kind of meh before in the team fights, I think is really strong.
All right, so they've got 2 Heart Sphere. FY could build one if he wants. Maybe he just goes Refresher or something straight away. But aside from that, well, this is a big kill. Bulldog. This will be his undoing. There's no running from this one. Vici Gaming. It's been a struggle to connect on these smokes. They're 4 minutes for their next one, but man, talk about getting a big win when you need it. Of all the heroes to kill, killing that Bulldog Nature's Prophet, that's a 1,500 gold swing. I believe, like, there's a few creeps killed, but pretty much just from that kill. With all the assist gold and, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, gold's pretty much at 0.
Unless it's counting the, I don't think it's counting the Roche.
I have no idea how the net worth really works, to be honest with you.
The graphs are a little funky. Also because sometimes, like, you'll have a team fight and then there's like a 10 seconds too long before the next kill, and then you show the fight recap at the end, and it just shows the change for that one kill. So like, well, that was a 50 gold, like a 50 gold swing over the course of the fight, or 200 or whatever. But obviously, it's in reality a lot more. They're looking for more kills now. Chessie could get caught out.
That would also be a big pick too on Chesty. He's sitting at 4,000 gold. I mean, there's just so much farm to go around in all these games so far. There's been a lot of action this game, but still a lot of farm as well.
Maybe this is, I will say when 6.82b first came out, like there's been a few mini patches, but mostly just hotfixes since then. But even when this like latest version came out, it was still pretty aggressive Dota. But part of it could be the stakes, I suppose, Clinton. Like I'm sure you could speak to this. Just $500,000 of stake in prize money. Part of it, perhaps, just the land factor, where teams just tend to play a bit more safe and. Certainly Alliance trying to play a more late-game style of Dota. But here comes the aggression. The battery ram of Vici Gaming will be here. It's Super with his ultimate. Exorcism in. Nice, zoning them out. With the Aegis up on him, he's confident to fight in Chessie. Blinky did, but he got insta-doomed. He didn't get off the Brewmaster split. And to make matters worse, actually, no, he doesn't buy back. Well, he's going to have to use it now. Bulldog, BKB, and try to fight his way through. Ice, just focusing on the racks. Objectives claimed, and... Now the retreat out. They used Haunt for this as well. They gotta get some kills. They'll maybe get Fenrir. Didn't get off the ultimate before going down. And Super may drop for this as well. Has Cheese though. The stomp from Black. Connecting on 3. The double war stomp. Teamwork Vici Gaming at their finest. Now Black trying to run. He's force-staffing himself out. And Bulldog coming in with the spot. And meanwhile, Bristleback in your house. Crushing through. Spectre dead. Doesn't have buyback for 12 seconds. More importantly, not for 90 gold. Oh, this could be painful. Familiar's dropping down. Super still living. He's still got the friggin' cheese. They just can't kill them. The tanks are too beefy. And they get, most importantly, Ice. Those objectives, getting the first lane of racks. And they learned their lesson from last game. They get it way, way earlier. At 45 minutes is not early, but it's earlier. There's cheese here still. There's a BKB soon, but they might at least force it out. A Super pursued up by the Familiars. 1, 2. There's going to be a triple stun, but... This also still is enough time for him. If he wants to cheese, if he wants to BKB, he can do it. He's holding it for now. He's trying to bait this. He plays it close. He'll get off the cheese. Now he BKBs, and he turns, but Bulldog hits hard. He's going for the auto attacks here. Familiar's also pursuing out Super. He's got a Yule Scepter as well, and Ice says, I'm the strong man here. One more set of quills will kill Bulldog, but it doesn't. He ends up getting away to the north. They kill off the Death Prophet to the south, and it's only Misery who might end up being pursued here by Ice, chasing after him. Well, trying to finish him off. He continues to retreat, has a Force Staff at 7. Ghost Scepter in a very long time. Not getting that one off. Ice. Pretty much God at this point. Just doesn't die. And Chessie now trying to finish up the topsy-turvy fight. 33-25 your score.
You got out, yeah. Misery's been playing phenomenal, actually. That Force Staff on Bulldog there was really, really clutch. I don't think he had buyback on Prophet. Oh, it looks like he just got back up. So he did have buyback there, but that would have been a huge kill to Bristol regardless. So Force Staff last second to the cool spray missed and saved his Prophet's life.
Yeah, he did have it like in the middle of the chase, but like you said, just forcing the buyback out when you're down a lane of Rex and on the verge of getting one Exorcism just checkmated by Vici Gaming is a big deal. So, I mean, we do see the strength of Vici Gaming's lineup. Like, you get to the front door, a lot of Alliance's teamfight is just the buyback haunt. And yeah, you might get kills, but if you get them too late and you already lose buildings, they gotta take a Rax after that, Clinton, or at least take an Aegis away. Failing that, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, they just needed to be a little more tanky. Once they get those hearts online, they're able to fight. Before that, they just melted to the ults from Spectre and Prophet. But now that they have some tank ability now, with like not the Prophet, but the Bristleback, once he got that heart, just runs in the front line. He doesn't care, just takes the Raxes down. If he didn't have that before, they would not have got those Raxes at all. So like once he gets some more items up, I think if Centaur is able to finish his heart, even though his farm has went way down. But if he finishes that, Alliance is in a real rough spot. But for now, I think they're okay, even though Lotus farm has really stopped.
Well, admin's announcing the pause before it happens. I'm not sure if this is a player pause or an admin pause, but it's a pause, that's for sure. So I guess it gives us a chance to collect ourselves. We're 47 minutes in. Alliance leading this best of 3-1-0 for those who are just tuning in. And in terms of net worth and experience, we're even. The middle racks have been claimed by Vici Gaming. Buyback-wise, we've got only 1 buyback on the side of Alliance and 4 on Vici Gaming. And Alliance doesn't have enough headsets. I wish we had a camera shot so I could actually see what they're talking about, but we'll see if we can get that up. I've been having some trouble with the Chinese stream.
Yeah.
Are they using like the 3 headsets, like the earbuds, the microphone headset, and the
Are they?
Are they? That's what I'm wondering.
I have no idea.
And the airplane headsets.
Didn't they have booths? I thought I saw a picture of booths.
Okay.
Not positive.
Who do you think at this point, Clinton? Are we going to see a game 3? You got to put your money on a team. Who is it?
Let me do a quick recap on items. Where are we at on DP? It's really close still, I think. It's really close, but I still would put my money on Vici for this game. I think with the set of racks down, even though it's not huge, I believe if they can get another Roche if it comes up, they just need to survive the ultimates, and then they can easily just take the fights right after, like, Haunt's down. Spectre's not much of a threat. And it looks like Black... He's
got Force Staff, Blink Dagger, and he blinks out immediately. They're going to haunt and commit onto this, but he got off the Stampede, and so he makes his way pretty far out. Not fully, but enough to get off the Force Staff. The mech was used to keep him alive, then the pipe, and finally they get the kill. But maybe it's at the right timing. Fenrir, unable to assist as Ice, surrounded by Brute Pandas, as well as a Spectre, will be harassed heavily under his tier 2. He BKBs, he tries to retreat out. He does have a buyback if need be, and Alliance will end up giving up the chase. So Ice is able to survive, though barely at that. While blinking forward was Black looking for the Misery kill. Meanwhile, your Doom hunting Loda. FY trying to bring him down solo. Has a BKB. Misery's heading straight into the dire base. Just stall. Ding, ding, ding. Anything to just slow down the chase. FY, by the way, is still hunting this kill. He's looking... no, he's not blinking further. He's got a BKB. I mean, he can make his way out of here most likely, but Loda comes rushing back in. Familiars are going to join this one soon. Yeah, he'll BKB, and, well, Bulldog will join for a casual solitary right-click, and Davichi go again. They're going to have a Stampede soon. It's been that kind of fight. Long enough for Stampede to cool down. Fairly even overall.
Yeah. And Ice, what's he going for? Oh, he looks like he's going for an MKB. Because basically, if you notice in all these fights, they're just throwing Drunken Haze on Ice. Even though he has no real damage items, the way that Warpath works, it's just insane how much damage he gets. He gets like 250 or something like that. Something ridiculous if he gets the maximum amount of stacks with no damage items.
Yeah, it's 210 it looks like. 7 stacks, yeah. 30 damage a stack. That's basically, that's over doubling his base damage of 180 before, you know, his items that give him a bit more. And if he gets this MKB, which he's pretty much got, then you're not going to be able to deal with him with Drunken Haze or Evasion, so...
He's going to start hitting like a truck. But I think they really needed a refresher orb up on FY more than anything. If he can get Doom off on 2 targets, that'll be super good for them. Poor Black has to keep buying back, so he's never going to get that heart, it looks like.
Yeah, he's been kind of the cannon fodder of this game, to be honest. Like, had to go for the utility items, constantly is getting jumped, but... You know, you look at that last fight bottom, and imagine if he doesn't get off the Blink Dagger to start, or if he doesn't Stampede before getting hexed by Bulldog. That's a very different engagement, so... Still, with the quick reactions, something that he's exhibited a lot of as of late for Vici. I mean, he's able to turn that fight in their favor, or at least make it an even fight. Oh, they're going down Bulldog. Loda, this is not where you can afford to be caught out. He's got a buyback, but this is not one of those turn buybacks. They'll try to turn it with Loda instantly melting. He will immediately buy back. Brewmaster Split was used. They better make something big happen, or this is really going to fall apart for the Bulldog through over the top on Defender. Hexes him, kills him off. While meanwhile, the Death Prophet thrown up in the air. Super dropping back down to Earth. Doesn't have Exorcism for round 2. Buyback is not available. 450 gold short. Maybe it was the right play. Oh, not having your Death Prophet could be the nail in the coffin for Vici. They've only got the 1 lane of Rex, and it's the mid lane, which is being pushed straight out. There's no Spectre Hope, but you don't need that to kill buildings at this point. Bulldog will push in, and this is going to be at least 1 lane of Rex return. The top Rex exposed. It could even... Maybe it's even Megas. With no Centaur, also lacking the buyback, and as mentioned, no Death Prophet. They'll lose Ice as well. FY, he goes for the refresh. He'll get off this Doom, but to what avail? They just ignore him, basically. Well, not Bulldog. He blinks in. Sprout to block his path, and then gets stomped, but still gets the kill. It's 5 dead. It looks to be GG. And all of a sudden, Alliance are on the basically they've 2-0'd Vici Gaming. I mean, how do you come back from this? It's pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can go back from this. This is pretty much just power Spectre, and a lot of teams need to realize, like, focusing a Spectre only hurts you, because, like, he just buys back and kills you all. I was watching a game last night where Hao was playing this Spectre. They did the same exact thing. They jump Hao with everything. He just buys back. He's like, okay, haunts, and he's instantly back in, and it hurts you so much using your Doom and all your spells on someone who has a buyback, like a hero like Spectre.
And so on that note, Vici Gaming get knocked down to the lower bracket, and Alliance move forward. They're looking pretty good here as we wrap up the winner bracket play for day number 2. They're on to the I believe it's the winner bracket finals now, and they will be playing Newbie, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, right now Alliance, I mean, they've been struggling a little bit on like the Western online scene, but it seems like they found a style that really worked for them, and it'll be interesting to see how Newbie, if they're playing Newbie, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be Newbie versus Alliance.
It'll be interesting to see how Newbie adapts, because Alliance seems to be doing really well with this like hard carry +4 strategy. Outside of that, their success has been limited, I want to say, but if they can't find an answer for it, Alliance is really good at this playstyle. Like, they've exhibited 2 great games with it so far.
Well, Fear, thank you very much for joining me for this series. I believe you said you got to run, right? So,
yeah.
Any shout-outs, any closing words before you go?
Not today.
Well, I'll shout you out. Good predictions, man. Thanks for bearing with us in game number 1. It was a slow one, but I think this game more or less made up for it. So, With that said, guys, you can follow him at Fear Dota, of course, if you want to support him. And as always, thanks for your old man wisdom. We certainly appreciate it. Congratulations to Alliance. They move on to the winner bracket finals. Vici Gaming not out of it, though, and frankly, they just looked a bit off form in this particular series. So they'll drop down to the lower bracket, have a shot at redemption tomorrow. But for now, we move on to the next set of matches. We're going to have 2 best-of-3s coming up simultaneously. I'll be casting one. Coddle Guy, joined by Mott, will be casting the other, and I'm not sure who will be joining me, but it'll be Navi versus LGD Gaming, as well as Team Malaysia versus Invictus Gaming. 2 elimination matches, best-of-3s in the lower bracket. With all that said, guys, that wraps up our winner bracket coverage for day number 2 of WCA 2014. Thank you for joining us. You're watching Beyond the Summit. We'll be right back. See you soon.